everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a little ring today. About I guess a week or so ago, when my tooth was really bothering me really bad, one night I couldn't sleep, and because my tooth was hurting and my throat was sore and I just felt awful and I couldn't sleep. And then when I can't sleep, I want to bead. But because my tooth was hurting and my throat was sore, I didn't really feel up to doing a video, so I was just playing around with my beads, and I made this little ring here. It's just right, it's got a right angle weave base here, and then I've embellished the top of it with bicones. I've done a lot of bracelets like this with a right angle weave base and then embellishing the top with bicones, and I just made this little ring, and it didn't turn out the way I would have liked for it to. It's not very sturdy. And the band, I did a ladder stitch band. And I don't know, I've done ladder stitch bands before. I don't know if I just didn't reinforce this one enough or what. But I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of, there's parts there where it's coming up. There's separation between the rows of beads there. And I don't know if I just didn't reinforce enough or what. But I'm going to do... I wore this one in a video after that, and some people saw it and asked me to do a video on it. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the same colors and everything I used in this one, but I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger because I would rather it be a little bit big. This one is 3x3, so it's got 9 bicones. I'm going to do a little bigger, and I'm going to do 4x4, so I'll end up having 16 bicones. And for my band, I'm going to do square stitch instead of ladder stitch because I think that'll be sturdier. But I wanted to leave it together. I'll end up taking this apart, but I wanted to keep it the way it is until I get the new one done so that I can show this to you in case you would rather make the smaller version and maybe do ladder stitch like I did here. I don't know. Like I said, I've done ladder stitch for bands for rings before, and I don't know if I just didn't reinforce enough on this one or what. But I'm going to try square stitch today to see if that works out any better. I've got, these are Potomac Crystal Bicones. They're Emerald AB 4mm. And then I've got my Miyuki 11-0 Durcoat Galvanized Champagne. That label's rubbed off, but that's what it is. Durcoat Galvanized Champagne in 11-0s. And then I've got some Miyuki Transparent Teal 11-0s. And then I've got some 15-0s in the Durcoat Galvanized Champagne. Same thing. I just won't need many of these, but I'm going to be using a few of those. I've got a couple of size 11 tulip beading needles. I'm only going to be using one, but I always have an extra in case I lose one or need to add on thread. I don't think I'll need to add on thread to this, but I'm going to try my 6-pound fire line this time. I usually use 8-pound, but I'm going to be going through these beads a lot, so I think I'm going to try the 6-pound and see if that works out better. And I'm using the smoke. And then, of course, I have my chain nose pliers that I use to flatten my thread to get it through the eye of the needle. And I have my scissors to cut my thread. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be using. So, let me get some of my beads poured out and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to start out with my Galvanized Champagne 11-0s here. And I'm going to be doing right angle weave, multiple rows of right angle weave. And I did a bracelet where I did multiple rows of right angle weave with the bigger beads. I think 4mm is what I used, and I'll link that in the corner of this video and in the description box below in case you need to go back and look at that, and maybe you could see it easier than with these little beads. But I'm going to have 2 beads for each side of my right angle weave box, so I'm going to pick up 8 beads. Because I'm going to have two beads per side. Now I'm going to go back up through the first 2 beads. Now I'm going to go around and reinforce. And I'm going to go around 2 beads at a time. Because I'm going to go around each side of my little box. It's probably not going to look a whole lot like a box right here at the beginning, but I'm going to try to make it look like a box so you can see what I'm doing here. Fiddle with it with my needle here and see if I can get it to where you can see the box. I've got 2 beads down here at the bottom of my box, 2 beads at the top, 2 beads on each side, so that makes my little box. So I'm going to come out the top of my box here so I can make my next box. I've already got 2 beads for this side of my box. I only need 6, so I'm going to pick up 6 more of my 11-ohs. I'm coming out the top of these 2 beads. I'm going to go in the bottom of these 2 beads to make my next box. And I'm going to just flip it around here so I can sew a bit easier, and I'm going to sew around it again, 2 beads at a time. It's wanting to go through 3 beads, but I don't want it to. I only want it to go through 2. Trying to keep this little box shape so y'all can see it, but it's kind of hard to see it. So there's my next box. 2 beads up here, 2 down here, 2 on each side. Now I'm going to sew through this box so I can make my next box, because I'm going to make 4 and then make 4 right next to that and 4 right next to that until I have 16. So I've already got 2 beads for my next box, so I just need 6. So I'm going to pick up 6 more. I'm coming out the top of these 2 beads. I'm going to go in the bottom of these 2 beads. Now I'm just going to turn it around here so I can sew easier, and I'm going to go around this box again, 2 beads at a time. Okay, so there's my next box. 2 beads on each side. So I'm going to come through this top here because I want to make another box. I've got 3 boxes now, so I'm going to make 1 more box for this row. So I'm going to pick up 6 more of my 11-ohs. I'm coming out the top of these 2. I'm going to go in the bottom of these 2. I'm going to flip it over here and I'm going to sew around this box 2 at a time. Okay, now I'm going to stop just for a second and go back and see if any of that was in frame, and I'll be back. I think I was fairly well in frame. I forgot to mention, though, I'm not leaving much of a tail, just a little bit, just enough to hang on to, because I'm going to go around these boxes a lot. And by the time I go around them as much as I'm going to, my thread's not going to come out, so I'm not going to need to have much of a tail to sew in or anything. So I've got 4 little boxes here. So now I want to make 4 boxes next to these 4 boxes. So to do that, I need to be coming out the side of this box to start my row next to this row. So I'm going to go through the side of this box. And I'm going to make a box right next to this box. So I've already got 2 beads. I just need 6. I'm going to pick up 6 of my 11 O's here. Try to get it up here and keep a hold of it. Okay, so I'm coming out the top of these 2 beads. I'm going to go in the bottom of these 2 beads to make my box next to this box. Like that. Now I'm going to go around, just sew around it again, 2 beads at a time. So, see if I can get this to where you can see the box. Okay, there's my little box that I made. Next to the box that was already there. And I'm coming out these 2 here that I started in. Now I want to make a box right here, and I want to make a box next to this box and on top of this box. So I have to always sew at right angles. I've got 2 beads for the bottom of this box, and I've got 2 beads for the side of this box. I need 2 beads on the top and 2 beads on this side. I'm coming out these 2 beads here. I need to be coming out these 2 bottom beads, because I need to be coming out either these 2 bottom beads or these 2 beads right here, but I can't go straight up because that's not a right angle, and that would show thread. So I have to go across the bottom here, because you always have to sew at right angles. So I'm going to go across these 2 beads here. So now I'm coming out these 2 beads at the top of this box. I'm going to pick up 4 beads to make my next box here. because I've already got 4 beads. I've got these 2 and these 2. So I just need 4. And I need to go down these 2 in order to make this next box. So now I'm going to turn it around here. I'm going to go back through these 2 beads here on the bottom. Up these 2 beads on the side. And across these 2 beads on the top of my box. And now I'm going to go around them again because that's really loose and that's not going to look like a box very much, and y'all ain't going to be able to tell what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go back around 2 beads at a time. Go through this top of my box here. So that's my next box sitting there. That's 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 2 on each side. So now I want to make a box on top of this box and next to this box. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to come up these 2 beads right here. Now I just need 4 beads to make this box. Need 2 for this, for the top, and 2 for the side. So I'm going to pick up 4 11-ohs. And I'm going to go in these 2 beads right here. Then I'm going to go around this box 2 beads at a time. Till I get back up here to the top of this box so that I can make my next box on top of this box and next to this box. Now I need to make a box on top of this box and next to this box. I'm coming out these 2 11-ohs right here. I need to be coming out these bottom 2 to make my next box. Okay, so I've got this side of my box and the bottom of my box. I just need 4 more to make my box. So I'll pick up 4 of my 11-ohs. And I'm going to go down these two 11 O's right here. Now I'm going to sew around off all the sides of my box again, 2 at a time. And I'm going to sew around until I'm coming out this side of this box, because I want to make my next row of 4 here. So I'm going to come up these two right here so that I can start make my next row of 4. So I've got 8 little boxes now. Okay, now I'm going to start my next row of 4. So I've already got 2 for this box that I'm going to make on next to these 2. So I need 6. I'll pick up 6 of my 11 O's. I'm coming out the top of these 2. I'm going to go on the bottom of these 2. Now I'm just going to flip it around and I'm going to sew around my box, each side of my box, 2 beads at a time. Got caught around my entire piece here. And now I'm going to make a box on top of this box and next to this box. So I need to be coming out these 2, or I need to go through these 2. I'm going to have to go back around this box again because it's trying to separate on me here. And now I'm going to come up the side of this box. Okay, now I'm going to make my next box here. I'm coming out these 2. I've got the side and the bottom. I just need to make the top and the other side. So I'm going to pick up 4 of my 11 O's. And I'm going to go in these two the bottom of my box. And I'm going to sew around my box again, just sew around them 2 at a time. I'm going to come through the top of this box. Now I want to make a box on top of this box next to this box. I've got the bottom and the side. I just need this side and the top. So I'm going to pick up four more of my 11-ohs. And I'm going to go down these 2 beads. So that makes that little box. I'm just going to sew around it all. Again, 2 beads at a time. Okay, now I need to make a box. I just need one more box in this row. On top of this box, next to this box. So I'm coming out the top of this box right here. I need to be coming out the side of this box. So I've already got the side and the bottom. I just need 4 more beads to make the top and the other side. So I'm coming out the top of these 2 beads. I'm going to go in this bottom of my box here. Just always sewing at right angles. And now I'm going to go around this box again. Just 2 at a time. Okay, now I've got 12 boxes now. I just need 4 more to go next to these. So in order to start my next row, I need to be coming down this side of this box to get in position to make my next row of boxes. Okay, now I'm in a position to make my next row of boxes, and if y'all are wondering why I keep stopping, it's because I'm having a hard time seeing. My vision is quite blurry. I'd say it's probably because I'm diabetic, and most likely that's because my sugar is way up higher than it should be. But I'm going to try to get through this. So I need 4 more boxes here. So I'm going to start this row. I need a box next to this box. I've already got this side, so I just need 6 to make my next box. So I'm coming out the top of these 2 beads. I'm going to go in the bottom of these 2 beads. And I'm just going to flip it around here so that I can sew around the box, around my box again, 2 beads at a time. Okay, now I need to make a box on top of this box and next to this box. I've got these 2 beads for this side and the 2 beads I'm coming out of for the bottom. So I just need 4 more. So I need to go into these 2 beads here to complete this box. So now I'm just going to sew around this box again, 2 beads at a time. I'm going to come up here and come out the top of this box. Now, I'm coming out the top of this box. I need to be coming out the side of this box to make my next box, finish my next box. So I've got my side and my bottom. I just need my top and my other side. So I'm going to pick up 4 more beads. And I'm going to go in the bottom of this box. I'm going to go around it all again, 2 at a time. Okay, I don't think I need to go around the whole thing because y'all can see. Now I think that that's a box there. So now I just need 1 more box. So I've got the side and the bottom. I just need 4 more beads. So I'm coming out the side of the bottom here. I'm going to go in, come around here and go into this side of the box. And there I have my nice little box. So I've got all 16 of my boxes. So I'm going to sew around this again just to reinforce it. And then we'll come across the top of my box here. Well, it doesn't matter. I can come down any way to put my bicones in. So I'm coming out these two beads right here at the top. So I'm going to get ready to start putting my bicones on. I'm going to take just a little break. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, now I'm going to put my bicones in. I've got my 15-ohs out here now and my bicones. I'm coming out the top of this box. I'm going to pick up a 15-oh, one of my bicones, and a 15-oh. And I'm coming out the right side of the top of this box. I'm going to go into the left side of the bottom of this box. I'm going to go diagonally. And that puts my bicone there. Now I'm just going to do that again. I'm going to pick up a 15-oh, a bicone, and a 15-oh. I'm coming out the right side of the top of this box. I'm going to go diagonally and go into the bottom two beads down here. And that puts my bicone in there like that. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pick up a 15-oh, a bicone, and a 15-oh. Coming out the top right of this box, I'm going to go in diagonally into these bottom two beads. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pick up a 15-oh, a bicone, and a 15-oh. And I'm going to come down here diagonally and go into the bottom of these bottom two beads of this box. So I got this row on. Now I got to get over here and put this row on, and I want my bicones to be going in the same direction. So I need to be coming either out the top of the right side of the top of this box like I was over here, or I could be coming out the bottom of this box, which is probably going to be easier. So I'm going to sew around until I'm coming out these two beads, the left side of these two beads. So I'm going to flip it over on the back so I can see better, and I'm just going to sew around, always sewing at right angles. Sewing through two beads at a time. Go down these two beads. I'm going to go across these two beads. Okay, so now I'm coming out of these two beads down here on the bottom on the left side. So I'm going to pick up a 15-oh and a bicone and a 15-oh. And I'm going to go from this side of the bottom, I'm going to go diagonally into these two beads at the top of this box. And that puts my bicone going in the same direction as these bicones in this row. So now I'm going to pick up a 15-0, a bicone, and a 15-0, and I'm coming out the left side of this box. I'm going to go diagonally into the top two of this box. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pick up a 15-0, bicone, and a 15-0. Coming out the bottom of this box on the left, I'm going to go diagonally and go into the top two beads of this box. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pick up a 15-0, bicone, 15-0, go diagonally and go into the top two of this box. Now I need to be coming out, to make my next row, I need to be coming out either the top or the bottom of this box. So I'm just flip it over here and sew around until I'm coming out the top of this next box. Just sewing at right angles, sewing through 2 beads at a time. Okay, now I'm coming out the top of this box on this row, so now I'm going to pick up a 15-0 and a bicone, a 15-0. Go from the top of this box diagonally into the bottom 2 beads of this box. Now I'm going to do that all the way down through here. I'm going to do this rest of this row off camera because I'm afraid this video is getting really long. And I'm just doing the same thing all the way down. I'm just going diagonally and putting my bicones in. And then when I get this row done, I'll be back and sew around to the other side. Okay, I've got that row in now, and I'm coming out of this side of the bottom of this box. I need to sew over here until I'm coming out either the top or the bottom of this box. So I'm going to flip it over to the back so I can see better. I'm going to sew at right angles. Always sew at right angles. I'm going to sew around this box. I'm going to come out the bottom of this box. So now I'm going to go up this row, putting my bicones in. I'm going to pick up a 15-0, bicone, and a 15-0. And I'm going to go from the bottom of this box diagonally across and into the top of this box. And I'm going to do that all the way up this row until I get all these bicones in. And then I'll be back. Okay, I've got all my bicones in now, and I'm coming out the top of this box here. Now I'm going to flip it over on the back. And I've got my little teal 11-0 seed beads here. I'm going to put a teal 11-0 in between all the spaces around the outside of my the top of my ring here. That's just going to kind of stabilize it a little bit, make it a little sturdier. So I'm just going to put a teal bead in there, go down 2, pick up another teal bead, go down 2, just putting a teal bead in all the little gaps in between the boxes there. If you want to do all the same color, you can. I just thought it might be easier for y'all to see it if I did a different color. So I'm just going to go around my whole little base of my ring here, putting a teal 11-0 in all the spaces between the boxes. And I'm just going to do this around the outside. If you wanted to go up through here and do it up through here in the spaces between the boxes, you can. I don't think that's really necessary. I don't know. I guess it would hurt, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll just put it around the outside here. So when I get all these in here, I'll be back and we'll start on the band. Okay, I put my little tail beads all around, in all the little spaces around the outside of my ring here. And now I'm just going to go through these beads up this side here until I'm coming out the teal bead, the second teal bead from the top here. I'm going to do my band in these 7 beads. I'm going to square stitch from this teal bead and these 2 gold, this teal bead, these 2 gold, and this teal bead. So I'm going to turn it over on the back here so I can see better. I'm going to pick up a teal bead, and I'm coming up the bottom of this teal bead. I'm going to go in the top of it. And square stitch that on. Now I'm going to go back up that new bead I put on. Now I'm going to pick up one of my gold and square stitch it onto this gold. And then go up the new gold that I just put on. And then I'm going to pick up a gold to go next to the square stitch next to the gold that's here on my band. And then I'm going to go up the new gold that I just put on. Now the next bead on my band is a teal, so I'm going to pick up a teal and square stitch it onto the teal that's on my band, or on the top of my ring there. And I'm going to go up the new teal bead. Now my next bead on the base of my ring here is a gold, so I'm going to pick up a gold, square stitch it onto this gold. It's a little bit harder to get into these that are on the base of your ring. Once we get past this one row, it'll be easier to get the needle in there. guess it would help if I could see. Okay, now I'm going to square stitch this one on. Now I'm going to go up the new gold bead. Be careful, don't get caught around the bottom there. Now the next bead on the base of my ring there is a gold, so I'm going to pick up a gold. Square stitch it onto the gold on the base here. Go up the new gold. Now the next one is a teal, so I'm going to pick up a teal. Square stitch it onto this teal. Go up the new teal. Now I'm going to go over here and go down all these that I just square stitched the new ones onto. If you have to just go down a few at a time, that's fine. Well, I was lucky and got through all of them. And now I'm going to go up through all these new ones that I just added. I'll flip it around here because I can do it better from the bottom. So now I'm going to square stitch this on. This row will be easier. So I'm going to pick up a teal, square stitch it to this teal. Go up the new teal bead that I just added. Pick up a gold, square stitch it to this gold. Go up the new gold that I just put on. Pick up a gold, square stitch it to this next gold on my band here. Go up the new gold I just added. Pick up a teal, square stitch it onto this teal. Go up the new teal I just added. Pick up a gold, square stitch it to this gold. I said it would be easier, didn't I? It will be easier for you all because y'all will be able to see. Now I'm going to go back up this new gold I just added. And pick up another gold. Square stitch it to this gold. Go up my new gold. Pick up a teal. Square stitch it to this last teal. Go up the new teal. Well, okay, now go down all these that I just square stitched these new ones onto. And then go back up all the new ones. And that's going to be my band. Now I'm just going to keep doing that until it's big enough to go around. I think I'll make this for me. And then when I get to the other side and want to attach it to this side, I'll come back and show you how I'm going to do that. And this one, all I did was I just picked up, I just ladder stitched. I just picked up all four, like a teal, 2 gold and a teal, and ladder stitched them to what was on the base, and then did that. But it just didn't make as sturdy a band as I wanted to, so I wanted to do this in square stitch. But when I get done, I'll be back. Okay, I think I've got this long enough to go around my finger now. If it won't go around my ring finger, it'll go around my pinky finger, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to match these up. My end here up with the other side of my ring here. And I'm just going to go from the top of this green one into this green one. And just go back up this green one. Just stitch them together like that. Now I'm going to go back down both of these, the green one and the gold one. And then go back up the gold one. Guess I'll just go back up the green one too. I was just going to go up that one gold one, but my needle seemed to want to go up through both of them. I won't be able to do that with all of them though, because it'll be too full of thread. Now I'm going to go back through all 3 of them. And then go over here and go up maybe just this gold one. Then I'm going to come over here and go down this gold one. Keep having to turn it around to get a good angle on it. Well, I'm trying to go down the wrong one. Yeah, I'm going to go see if I can get up all of them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go down all of them. Till I get down there to that green one. No, I guess I haven't been through that bottom gold one yet. Or the gold one right before the middle green one. Oh, now I'm going through the green one. Okay. Now I'm going to pull that together. Now I'm going to go over here and go up this green one. I'm going to go over here and go back down this green one. And then the next gold one. I'm going to come over here and go up this gold one. I'm going to come over here and go back down these 2 gold ones. And go over here and go up this gold one. And you go over here and go down this gold one and this last green one. Then you go over here and go up this gold one. I mean this green one. I'll go up the gold one too. It seemed like it wanted me to. Then go over here and go back down them. Then I'm going to go over here and go back up all these here just to reinforce. I can get up through them again. It's pretty tight in there. I know I could have went down this whole row just at once, but I was afraid that wouldn't, this is going to get a lot of stress. This area here is going to get a lot of stress, and I was afraid if I did that it wouldn't hold. So I don't think I can get back down through all these again, though. They're pretty tight in there, so I'm just going to come back over here and go down a few beads. Okay, I'll go down the whole row of beads. And then I'm just going to go back through my band, back and forth through the rows a few times, just crossing my thread over. It's not going to come out. It's really tight in there. And then I'm going to cut it off. And then I'll see if I can get it on my finger. And then I'll be back. Okay, there we go. It fits. Like I said, if you want to just do one color for the band, I just thought it might be easier for y'all to see what I was doing if I did two different colors. It's a little bit sturdier than this other one I made, though. Of course, if you want to make it this size, you can just do 9 rows instead of the 16 like I did here, and then you could do the band however you want. If you want to do a ladder stitch instead of the square stitch took quite a bit longer to do, but it seems a lot sturdier than the ladder stitch that I did on that smaller one. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook and Instagram and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, hope you all have a great day. Take care.